This episode won't have any musical jingles. This is in honor of all those who've suffered the deadly consequences of earthquakes that happened in Turkey and Syria.
Welcome to I Was Just Overthinking, a weekly podcast where Z overthinks out loud about health, lifestyle, career, friendships, people, and everything in between.
Number one quality in a man is integrity, for me. I think integrity tells a lot about a person's character. It tells you a lot about the principles of a man and how he views the world. I think the pop culture is notorious for celebrating men sleeping around with a bunch of women and doing all of these things that puts no limits on a human experience. I think it's a problem. I think integrity in men is very important. I don't think a woman would want to associate herself with a man who does not have any integrity, because the principles and values of a man is what makes a man who he is. The second quality that makes a man desirable, in my opinion, is being financially savvy. It's not really about how much money you have, it's how well can you handle money, how financially savvy you are. The fact is, women are scared of investing. It's like this mystery, and I've been there. When I was younger, I always thought, oh my god, investing is this mystery, like what's going on? I've always been good at saving my money and taking care of it. However, making your money grow is a whole another topic, and that's what men usually are good at. So financial savviness, knowing how to save, how to spend, I think that's the biggest thing for me. If a man knows how to spend money, that is an absolute top quality of a man, of a husband. I think that's really important. Not only be financially savvy, but understand how to spend money, how to save it, how to make it grow in a safe way. I think it's just very important qualities of a man. The third quality that makes a man desirable is being decisive. Now, again, a lot of people might not agree with me, but I think a man who's decisive is a man who acts on his instincts and who acts within his intuition. And I think that is a very important quality of a man. If you cannot trust your intuition, if you cannot trust that voice inside you that tells you the truth, and I believe every single person, no matter your gender, has that voice inside them, I would find it difficult to even talk to this man. If a man does not have good intuition, if a man does not listen to his instincts, I don't think he will be a desirable man in women's eyes. A decisive man is a man who knows what he wants, a man who knows what is right and what is wrong, and it's a man who will make decisions that are good for the partner, for the family, in whichever way. Another quality that is important for a man, I think, is being emotionally available. How I can describe it is, a man needs to be able to talk about his feelings, not to a degree where every single thing is being spoken about, because, again, don't get me wrong, I think men should be comfortable to express their emotions. They should be comfortable to talk about their feelings and talk about their concerns. But having been raised in a family with two brothers, I've always been my daddy's daughter, so I have a really good understanding of men. I always grew up around that masculine energy, and I know that men do not operate well under those circumstances. They do not operate well when they dwell on these feelings and dwell on these worries. Men, granted, they get stressed out. Everyone gets stressed out. We are all human beings. But I've seen that in my experience, the men that I've known in my life, they always operate well. When there is a problem, they wouldn't talk about it. They will voice their concern, but they will never leave the decision up to someone else. If they don't tackle the problem, they will never feel fully comfortable. But it's more so about being able to listen to women. A man who can actually listen to you. A man who listens to your worries, who understands that as a woman, your body works differently, your mind works differently, and it's structured in a different way. A man who understands that, I believe, is extremely desirable. It's a man who listens to your worries. It's a man who understands that being emotionally available to his partner is important. I would be very interested in knowing what women think of all these qualities that I mentioned in this podcast. Head to my Instagram profile. It is linked in my episode description. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you thought of these qualities that makes a man desirable. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's have a discussion. On the other hand, I've also seen a surge of women who have this very weird rhetoric where they just want men for their money. The only thing that men are good for, you don't need men for anything else as long as they pay for you and they pay for your rent, for your bills, for your whatever. They buy you gifts and that's it, right? Listen, if it works for you, congratulations, that's amazing, right? Who wouldn't want to get free money? But type of mentality is very toxic to men in our society. If men are constantly receiving this message that all they're good for is their money, I think it's toxic. Not to say that men shouldn't be financially savvy, not saying that men shouldn't be the financial provider of the family, but putting that type of a pressure on men, I think, is extremely dangerous. Because this is not even about the genders, this is not about those roles, it's nothing like that. I think let's forget those things for a second and think about humanity, think about your principles. Let's talk about this situation as if there was no genders, right? Let's just think about it. A human being goes on social media and starts saying, all I want another person for is millions and millions of pounds, dollars, whatever. All I want this person for me is so that they can buy me pretty things. If we didn't have genders in this situation, what would you think of this person? You would think this person is materialistic, right? Why are you kidding yourself? Of course you're going to think that. This person is materialistic. All they care about is material possessions on earth. For me, that's not the most important thing in the world. Again, you can see this is all about principles of a person. If a person does not have good values, good principles, and all they care is about material possessions, I don't think this person is good for society. I don't think this person brings any value to society, to the world. They do not make any positive impact in the world. If someone had to talk to me like that, saying all I need from you is your money, I'll be like, yeah, you can go packing, bye. Don't speak to me ever again. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's if the roles were reversed, this wouldn't be a conversation. So I feel like that messaging that men are receiving these days, that you need to be earning billions and billions of pounds, all you're good for is your money. All you have to do is earn more money everywhere. That is toxic. That messaging needs to end. Because men are human beings at the end of the day. Men have feelings. Men have concerns. Men have insecurities. They don't dwell on them maybe, or they don't talk about them as much as women do, but they still have them. So putting this immense amount of pressure on men is unacceptable. But let me make this clear. Let me make sure that this is understood. One point of this episode would be that no matter how much of that agenda is being pushed online, on social media platforms, etc., I don't think the roles have changed that much. I don't think the role of men in society have changed that much. I think it's just the rhetoric, it's the treatment of men that is changing, which I also don't find healthy. I posted the synopsis of episode 5, and one of the users, shiv.k_97, commented on this topic. And he says, do you think the world, especially Western world, has been going towards where the government is making it harder for men to be the only breadwinner? In other words, the economy seems to be getting designed where both men and women need to be the breadwinners. Assuming this is true, do you think it's become for men to be less valuable or desirable? I think the Western world has always worked in this way, at least in the modern era, I would say. The way the economy works in Western world, so in Western countries, the concept of a family and the concept of a marriage and the concept of partnership, right? Both men and women are required. It's almost a requirement for both of them to work. It's that way, it's because it's a the way that the capitalist economy works in these countries. It's designed in that sense. Everything is super expensive, right? Everything is almost unachievable if just one person is earning in the family. For you to be able to afford good school, for you to be able to afford good food, good nutrition, good opportunities for your children, for your family, you would need to be earning loads and loads of money. And the only way you can do that in the capitalist economy of the Western world is definitely through both people in the partnership, in the family, working and going out and being active members of the labor force. It's very difficult for only one person in the family in the Western countries to work, because it doesn't work out well for them. It doesn't, because the cost of living is extremely expensive. I understand the lifestyle is maybe comparatively better in some senses, right, in some ways, but the cost of living is huge, and it's almost impossible to have a good lifestyle without two sources, at least minimum two sources of income that come from both the partners in the family. Do you think there's been a shift in how society perceives men over a period of time? Following up from that, do you think men are becoming less desirable due to this shift? Like, the demand from men has increased from providing basic things to wanting men to earn 600K. Just one small example. I feel the shift has become more negative rather than positive. Maybe society thinks they don't need men anymore. Just thoughts. Thanks in advance for answering them. Shiv.K, thank you so much for your questions in this episode. I really appreciate. I think innately no. The way that men are perceived, or the way that men are, or certain expectations of men have not changed. I do not think they've changed. There's a lot of obviously agendas out there where it is being pushed onto people that, yes, it's changing, men are doing this and women are doing that, but in reality, I think in the real world, those roles have not really drastically changed. I think it's pretty much the same. So I don't think the way sort of the roles of men in the society, I don't think it has changed. And I don't think men are becoming less desirable. I think there is a lot of rhetoric around, women being independent and not needing a man in their lives, etc. But I don't think that negates the role of men in the society. I think by majority, men are out there still being the providers. I think it comes down to your principles and values. If the most important thing for you in life is money and materialistic possessions, and you being a millionaire or billionaire, go ahead and do it, right? I do not think money brings any sort of happiness into your life. It does bring comfort into your life, and you should aim to be comfortable in your life. But for me personally, that's being extremely filthy rich has never been an aim. It's never been the goal. It's never something I ever strived for. I would want to earn a comfortable amount. I would want my future husband to earn an amount where we can help out our families, like we can provide for our children and provide a good, healthy environment for them to thrive in, provide for our families and relatives. But I don't think money should be at the forefront of your goals in your life. Yeah, I don't think this expectation of men earning a lot of money is to do anything with the shift in the society. I think it's to do more with this toxic sort of culture of money, of fame. Like, this pop culture is obviously out there so that people find it, tempting to earn a lot of money or to become famous, etc. But to me, for some reason, it feels like a trap. I feel like if you are at a position in your life when you are striving towards more money, listen, again, being comfortable, being able to pay off your debts and have a good amount of money to spend on yourself is absolutely amazing. You should strive for that. You should grow your money. You should be financially savvy. But again, I would not mix that up with basing my entire life on becoming a billionaire. I do not think society has changed or shifted their expectations of men. I don't think that's the case in the real world, even though it's being portrayed like it has. I don't think it has. People online talking about, yeah, I don't need a man, I don't need love from a man, I just need his money. He needs to earn a lot of money so that I can have this rich lifestyle. Girls, come on, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. This is not okay. Women are the biggest target of the capitalist economy because we are the ones with the most insecurity. We are the emotional beings in the society, so it's very easy to munch off of us. It's very easy to target us as the perfect consumer. Once all these firms are figured out, the best thing to do for them to earn like unbelievable amounts of money that no human being should really own on this earth is through capitalizing on women's insecurities. I mean, why else? I mean, we were talking about this last week. All these insane standards, these insane beauty standards. Why do you think they're being so pushed onto people? Why is it so trendy to be that way? It was easier to capitalize on women's insecurities, to make them the biggest consumer in the world. So please, wake up. Girls, if you haven't woken up yet, please wake up. Don't fall into the trap of buying more and more things or thinking that you need more money from a man because he needs to maintain your lifestyle. It's a trap. I'm telling you now, it is a trap. Listen to your instincts. Listen to your intuition. Having a so-called rich lifestyle will not make you happy at the end of the day. We're all gonna die. Okay? You already know that. I already know that. So what's the point? Make a positive impact. Make a positive impact on yourself. Take care of yourself. Work on your personality. Try to improve yourself. Learn something new. Try to be a useful part of the society if you care about it. Right? If you are so active, proactive, right? Take a step back, work on yourself. Instead of like shouting at people, trying to say that everyone is being offensive, everyone is like, everyone is the problem but you. Stop that. Seriously, stop that mentality. Take a step back. Think to yourself, what am I doing that's useful to the society? Start with yourself. That's the best place to start. Assess yourself, check yourself. Stop feeling like the victim. Okay? Stop feeling like the victim in every single situation. You're not. Feel empowered to do things that your intuition tells you to do, not the things that society tells you, not the things that some sort of fake agendas are telling you. Listen to your instincts, listen to your intuition, and focus on those things. You can become a better person, and you should. And that is a wrap for this episode. Thank you so much for joining Z. If you enjoyed it, share the episode with someone who you think would like it too. And follow me for more on Instagram at zpod.cast. Until next time, don't overthink too much and take it easy.